I've rediscovered my love of e-biking. Hey Hank, how you doing Hank? Been requested a few times, but people want to see. This is the Jansno X50. It's a cool looking motorbike style e-bike that can get you motoring along, but for not much money. We've had the Jansno X50 before, but this is better and somehow cheaper. Hello, I'm on the Jansno X50 and I'm going very, very slow. That's because I want you to see me turn it on using these cool little things. Right, they're attached. NFC, and we're on. So that's all you need to do to turn it on. You can obviously hold down the power button, but if you do that, then you'll have to input a password. If you use your NFC, you don't need a password. That's an interesting thought. Let's say someone stops you, you know, because they think you're going too fast, but you can't turn your bike on because you can't remember your password. What happens then? Interesting. Anyway, suffice to say, this is the kind of bike, fat tyres, quite heavy. Let's jump in quickly, see how heavy it is. Right, 40 kilograms. Oh, I don't know where to hold it. You should find somewhere to, oh yeah, here we go. This might be quite good. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, easy. Ow. Yeah, so 40 kilograms. Good max load, 150 kilograms. But it's not the kind of bike I'd like to ride under no power. So let's up that power. Right, pedal assist 1. Oh, feel that. Right, the gears are standard cheapo Shimano Tawny 7-speed. But you know what? Pedal assist 1 is very usable. Going along at 12 miles an hour. That's all right, that. Pedal assist 2, a bit more power. Whoa, whoa. Wow. 15. So now we're at like legal speeds. I've got my microphone on today. Oh, right. I might suddenly lose power if that NFC flicks around and hits the computer. You don't have to have it there. I just can't be bothered to cut them off. Well, yeah, pedal assist 2 feels really good, about 15. Pedal assist 3, bloody hell, this feels fast. What? This feels really good. Okay, so that was an easy 20. Let's do it a bit more flat though. It was a bit downhill then. Now you might be wondering, hang on, how you doing 20? Well, that question is fully answered when you see what happens when I put the bike together. So let's see that. It's quite a big box. This box has been stapled down, sellotaped down, but also glued down because they don't want you to be able to open it without destroying it. There is the packing, and there is the destroyed box lid. Ugh. In the box there's loads of stuff. We've got a mudguard, we've got a saddle, we've got an optional throttle, we've got a brake disc, we've got indicators, we've got a front light, we've got pedals, we've got a phone holder, we've got a lock, we've got the manual, we've got the tools, we've got some bits, including this that goes there. So look out for that. And a 2-amp charger. Get the handlebars on. Get the pedals on, which is meant to be done with this crappy thing, but it doesn't quite fit properly, and it's really thin, and you can see that it's bent. Luckily, I've got a normal spanner or wrench. Wrong end. Get the mudguard on. Ah. Gotta get that disc brake on. Just make sure the writing's on the outside. Alright. Get the rear mudguard on. Get the light holders on. Probably about 1 and a bit inches up. I just copied the picture. Screw that in. I've attached the indicators before the front light. If you get them the wrong way around, so you know, you indicate right and the left one comes on, you don't have to move them, you can just re-plug these. And then screw the front light on at the front. Now time for the optional throttle, which is quite cool actually. It kind of clips in like this. Like that. And now it's there. So actually, without even screwing it down, you can use it. So if you wanted to get rid of it really quick, you could just leave it like that. But I'm going to screw it on. And there's where you plug it in, but I can't do it with one hand. It's interesting because you've got to put the saddle on, but you can see the controller there. And above the controller is this clip with a white wire and a black wire. With it connected, pulling the throttle makes the bike go a very legal 15 point-ish, whatever, miles per hour. But disconnect it, and then it goes 34 miles per hour. But we'll see if we can do that with me on it. Get that saddle on. Just 4 screws like this, tighten them up. And the 2 amp charger is charging the 14 amp hour battery, which should take about 7 hours. But yeah, pedal assist free feels really nice. So of course, yes, it is unlocked, and we have come back to Alabama. One of my favourite places in the made-up world. Now it's got a cadence sensor. Let's just have a quick look at that cadence sensor. So I am moving. It took 5 spins from moving. I'm pretty sure it's better when you're stationary though. Let's just quickly come to a stop. Right, so half a spin, about 3/4 of a spin. So it's not the most instant of cadence sensors. If you're using it with a throttle, then it makes no difference because you can just use the throttle. But obviously the throttle was totally optional and it came not connected to the bike, so I had to put it on. Remember, throttles, if you're back in the UK, unlike me right now, aren't road legal. And obviously, if you want to keep it road legal, you want to do the throttle off and have it locked to 15.5. However, this bike is 750 watts, and they've said on their website it's 750 watts. Therefore, technically, no matter what you do, it isn't actually road legal. We can have a quick look at the motor to see what it says on there. Because generally, if it doesn't say 750 watts, and you are locked to 15.5, and there is no throttle, and you can't just unlock it, because to unlock it, obviously you've got to take the saddle off and mess with the wire. It's not easily unlocked or locked. You'd probably be fine. Like, you're really unlikely to ever get stopped if you're going at 15.5 miles an hour. Yes, this bike looks kind of cool. Kind of a bit more like a motorbike. Not quite as much as some others, like the Super 73 moped styles, but it definitely does. Now that cadence sensor, I did notice then, did take a long time to come back in then. A long time. Again, doesn't matter if you got a throttle, but it could be a bit annoying if you're not using the throttle. Like now, I've stopped, and now it's come back in. But when it's in, when the motor's on, it feels really good. I'm still only in pedal assist 3. Let's go to pedal assist 4. Wow! 25. The top speed is meant to be 28. But I'm already going 25 in pedal assist 4. What's going on? Right, I'm up to pedal assist 5 now. Right, quick break though. Worst road in Wolverhampton. It has got dual suspension. Wow, it does feel good. It feels really nice. It's got the big 4-inch wide, 20-inch diameter fat tyres, soaking it all up with their low PSI. I'm running at 20. You can actually go even lower than that. Run about 10, make it even softer. Let's just check out a quick R test. I think that's pretty good. Now the main thing about the R test is that I can't really lie on it. I do it at the same place every time, so you can see what it sounds like. Here we go. It's not cutting in, and now it's cutting. So it takes a long time. If I could improve one thing, it'd be the cadence sensor so far. But the rest of it feels nice. But yeah, I can't lie about the R test. All I'm doing is saying R, and you can hear what the difference is between a bike with no suspension, a fat tyre bike, and this one. And I'm probably going to start, I might use this one as the new benchmark. Anyway, right, we're at the hill. 3, 2, 1, go. 60 Newton meters, which isn't the biggest of Newton meter figures I've seen, but hopefully it means honesty. Because I remember the Jansno X50, this remember is the X50, so you'd think the X50 is the lowest in the range because there's an X60 then the X70. However, the specs are all very similar to each other. The X70 has dual battery. Now you can get this one with a bigger battery. This one's a 14 amp hour battery, 48 volts. So it's got a range of 80 kilometers from its watt hour capacity of 72 watt hours. Let's remove that battery. So shove the key in there. Just pops off nice and easy. It's got an on-off switch there, and the charge port is here. You do not need the key to run the bike, but luckily it's very easy to remove the battery and have it in your bag when you lock your bike up. Oh, and it's also got a USB just in case you want to be a portable power station for your friends. And pop it on, turn the key, and locked in place. 80 kilometers seems like it might be doable. This is doing okay. It slowed down a bit then. It isn't going to be a monster up the hill, but don't forget, if I start pedaling as well, everything becomes extremely easy and across the line. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we've just beaten the Jansno X70, because it felt pretty decent. And the Jansno X50 completes the sandy lane hill climb in about 1 minute and 6 seconds. That's nearly 30 seconds faster than the Jansno X70. Wow. Let's get a throttle only speed test now. It's pretty flat. So we are in level 5 now. We've got a few things whilst we're trying to get up to speed. We've got indicators on this. So a little switch on the left. Doesn't beep or anything, so you could forget and leave it on. However, they are nice and clear at the front. So we got to 28.7-ish then, which is pretty decent, which is basically exactly what they said. But bear in mind, I weigh over 100 kilograms. So if you're lighter, you might get even faster than that. So far, it's very comfortable. It's got a nice, big, kind of motorcycle style saddle. But the frame, the way it's kind of cross-shaped, tubular frame, it's almost like a normal bike, but with motorbiker stylings. The handlebars, they're quite traditional really. They're the same as what you see on traditionally like bikes meant for females. It's got a nice big front light, and the back light, I think is a brake light. And obviously it's got those indicators on. The indicators at the back aren't quite as clear as the indicators on the front. So you'd probably still want to stick your arm out to let people know what you're doing, if it's safe. But it's nice to have the option, the extra little indicator of what you are doing. The hand grips, pretty standard rubber hand grips with palm rests, which I like. So the motor is constantly helping us. So we're going 30 right now. Got to roughly nearly 31 before I stopped. I don't know, my memory's deceiving me, but this feels a lot nicer than the X70. That X70 was kind of cool, but I felt like it was made out of an old bed frame from a hospital that has long since closed. It has got a horn. Let's test out the horn. It's quite nice, very loud. Bumpy. That felt nice. It is actually a really comfortable bike, this is. Really comfortable. And I haven't even said the best thing about this bike yet. I'll say it in a bit, but trust me, you're going to be like, whoa, really? That's going to make it into your lists. I've really enjoyed it. I've rediscovered my love of e-biking. I never lost it, to be fair, but it's so much fun. So much fun. Oh, apart from that cadence sensor, come back. There we go, there we go. It took ages. Why does it take so long? But it feels really well made, this bike. It's got some nice black mud guards, plastic, hard plastic. They're not flapping around like some plastic ones. and they don't creak like some metal ones. They're the kind of mud guards I would prefer, to be honest. Ow! That was a pothole, that hurt a bit. Yeah, I like this. Well done, Jansno. Now, I know some people will be like leaving the video at this point. I don't know, like let me know if you're one of the people who watch all the way till the end. If you are about to leave, let me know what was it that caused you to leave. And also, I've let YouTube sort out the adverts for me because it just saves a bit of time. And to be fair, revenue seems to have got better because of it. However, someone did complain that there was way too many adverts the other day, so do let me know if there's too many and I'll try and do something about it. What they say is that if you regularly leave videos because you don't watch the adverts or you're sick of the adverts, YouTube will show less of them. So, I don't know. Me though, I'd watch a video, be annoyed by all the adverts, but then still carry on watching it because I want to watch the video. Anyway, back to the bike. I will say though that it is reading 3 bars right now. It's got a voltage meter. It's quite a simple screen despite having NFC, but it has got all the information you need. But yeah, it's got up to 4 bars. The thing is though, if you unlock the bike and go 30 miles an hour, it just drains the battery loads. We'll get nowhere near 80 kilometers. To get 80, you'd have to not only lock it, keep it locked, but stay in pedal assist 1 as well. But to be fair to the bike, pedal assist 1 was quite nice. Pedal assist 0, that was horrible. But pedal assist 1 was all right. But this, going along here in Alabama, passing the bars and, oh, there's the speedway track. And when I say speedway, I don't mean like on motorbikes that with no brakes. I mean stock car racing, like in Talladega Nights. Whoa, shake and bake, baby. Hey Hank, how you doing, Hank? Riding along, 25 on this, cruising. It's a nice speed. Definitely do not ever do it on a pavement, and also make sure you wear appropriate protection too. No doubt some people will be annoyed that I'm wearing shorts. I apologise, but it's boiling hot right now. Now we haven't seen what kind of heights can get on this bike because that is often the downfall of this style of bike. Obviously the saddle is not adjustable. The bike cannot fold, so let's get a closer look at that aspect of it. Now I'm 5'9", and I'm not too low. I'm just about on my tiptoes. It's probably perfect for someone who's 5'9", so you'd probably still be okay. 5'8", 5'7", 5'6". 5'5" though, you might start thinking you're a bit too small for it. Now I think these bikes, they're kind of okay if you're flat-footed. So if you look at the gap under my feet, it's about 2 inches. So basically, if you're over 6 foot, you might start feeling a bit uncomfortable on this bike. But if you're going to use the throttle most of the time, then that buys you a few extra inches because you don't have to pedal all the time. So if you mainly throttle, you'll probably be okay up to about 6'2", maybe 6'3" as a push. But if you're going to pedal a lot, if you're over 6 foot, you might start looking a bit silly. But for me, it feels really comfortable, really nice. I really like this bike. I am pedaling constantly, but I don't feel like a clown or anything. Obviously, if you were taller than me and if you were longer legged as well, then you might. Right, okay, it's been requested a few times, but people want to see a 0 to 15.5 test, so 0 to the legal limit. So I'm going to try and remember to do that. I'm going to do a chart like I do for the hill climbs. However, it's worth bearing in mind that it's not really very useful until we get more bikes in the leaderboard. Just looking at a time on its own and compare it to say other bikes on other channels doesn't really help because different weights and all that. And I'm always going to try and remember to do it on the same part of the test. So it's always going to be this road in particular in Alabama. Even if it's a legal bike, I'll still bring it to Alabama and do it. 3, 2, 1, go. So I'll lightly pedal and on the throttle, and 11, 12, 13, 5. There. Okay, when I barked. Well, it's going to be hard to do. Maybe I should have put the camera on it. I can get a better view of it, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's really handy just to have those indicators, because I wasn't really in a position to stick my hand out then, especially when you're braking. So it's nice just to flick a switch and let people know. Something I like to do on a fat tyre e-bikes is just like bounce up a curb. I like that. You can't do that on most bikes. I mean, I didn't even lift the front tyre up, you just go boing. There's definitely a place for fat tyre e-bikes, but also thin tyre e-bikes. Fat tyre e-bikes aren't as range friendly because those tyres are so sticky. They have that rolling resistance. But on the other hand, if you have got a good battery and a good motor and you just want to cruise, then they're really, really nice. Oh, I haven't even done a brake test. Don't forget the brake test. So yeah, standard cable brakes, 2020. There we go. 2, 3, 4 and a bit. Look at it. I mean, I know I've got B-roll. It looks cool, doesn't it? Stand's not a nice chunky stand though. I'm hoping the drone got it, but one thing I definitely don't like about this bike is that stand. It is flimsy, it is crap, it is not adjustable, and the wind just blew the bike over off my plinth. So before we finish the video and talk about that really good thing that you're going to be impressed with, let's just drop in and find out what my final range was. So there's reasons to not buy this bike. They might apply to you, but not to someone else. But two things I actually don't like about this bike. One is this god-awful stand that made me drop the bike. But the main one is, and it's kind of understandable because of the price of the bike, but the battery isn't very strong. Jansno say you can get 80 kilometers out of this, which you might be able to do. And to be fair, the way I ride the bike does kill the battery because it is totally unlocked, which means I'm trying to get as much power as I can all the time. So it's constantly trying its hardest to give as much power as I can get from this bike, which batteries hate. And doing that, I have got, well, I hit 1 bar for the first time at 9 miles. I've done about 12 miles and I'm very solidly into 1 bar. Like, it hasn't come up to 2 bars. Sometimes batteries rise up again. It's staying on 1. It is still going strong in that it doesn't feel any slower, but I wouldn't expect to get many more miles at that speed. So at that speed, totally unlocked, pedal assist 5, I'm probably looking to get about 14, 15 miles. But like I say, keep it locked, lower pedal assist, which are very usable. You are going to get a lot more. Obviously, if you're taller and you're going to pedal, you might struggle on this bike, and at the same time, if you're really short as well. For the speed you can get on this bike, I would have liked hydraulic brakes. However, if you can pull hard, then cable brakes aren't really bad and they are easier to maintain. But if your grip strength isn't the best, then you kind of need hydraulics if you're going to have this one, especially considering the weight of the bike. And obviously that is another negative, it's a heavy bike. But if you're okay with 40 kilograms, then great.
Another negative is, of course, that cadence sensor that takes a long time to kick in, which might be a problem if you're planning on running this bike in sort of legal mode. Also, I didn't feel it at all on my first ride, but when I took it out again, this happened.
Very creaky. I think it's the rear shock.
Now I'm pretty sure it's coming from the shock, so it might need a bit of greasing up, but it's pretty embarrassing.
But what is that really good thing? That really good thing is that this bike
Now, I had to cut the audio here because I found out after I did my ride that I was actually contacted by Jansno on Amazon. So you can get this bike on Amazon for the amazingly low price of £799, but there's also a 5% off to get it for about £760. Now, that's a really good price. So I did have to cut out about what I was saying about buying it from the Jansno website, where it may or may not be cheaper, but I'm not going to talk about the website because I've got to talk about Amazon only. But just in case you hate Jeffrey Bezos, I will leave a link in the description to the Jansno website so you can check out the other bike I reviewed, the X70. But to Jansno Amazon, I reckon you could do even better on your discount code and get it even lower than $760. How about getting it to something like $560, wink wink?
If you've got a commute that is, let's say, 10 miles either way or something like that, then this would be brilliant for that. You might not want to go at 25 miles an hour for the whole thing. You might be all right if you did, if you pedals as much as you can, and especially if you could charge it there as well. But it's so much fun. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this bike, more so than the X70 from Jansno. And I think it's really good of them to do the throttle that wasn't already connected, so it's your choice, and also have the unlock, a hard unlock under the saddle that isn't easily just locked by, you know, unlocked on the computer by anyone. But just remember, they don't class it as 250 watts, they do call it 750 watts. So technically, no matter what you do, it is not legal on UK roads. But anyway, that was the Jansno X70. If you are interested in purchasing this bike, there's a link in the description. Don't forget that discount code e-VRC to save an extra $100. If you enjoyed this video, do give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumb us down, but tell us in the comments what I can do to get better. And until next time, thanks for watching. Ride safe.